Hey, boys and girls, I hope you're having a good afternoon. So today we are going to be doing an open response. So there's not going to be very much direction. Most of it is meant for you to think through this on your own, and then we'll take a look at your work tomorrow and see how we can make it better. So to start with, we have a project here. It says the teacher is preparing to cut a piece of paper, of construction paper, into 3 equal shares to use it in her art project, and the teacher drew the dotted lines to guide her where she would cut. So that's what we see in that picture there. Now, 2 children are talking about how their teacher cut this paper or drew lines to know where she would cut this. Now, Jalen says that the paper is cut into 3/3, and Leela says, no, it's not. It's still one whole piece of paper. So who is correct? Well, is Leela correct? The teacher hasn't cut it up yet. So is it still one whole piece of paper? Yeah, it's still one whole piece of paper because it's not cut up. Now, Jalen said it was 3/3. So using what we already know about fractions, what we've learned the last 2 days, does that make sense? Are there 3 parts on this paper? Yes. Do you still have all 3 of them together? Yes. So it should still be 3/3. So both of them are correct. So today we are going to partition muffins. We know partition means we're going to divide them up. So we'll do that by drawing equal shares so that we can learn how to be fair. By the end of 2nd grade, you should know how to divide some shapes equally so that you can have equal parts, and you should be able to describe those parts with words like half or 1/3, things like that. So here is the piece of paper that the substitute will give you, and what you need to do, it says Anna and Sammy want to share 3 muffins. And so you see 3 muffins already drawn on your paper. That's what the 3 circles are for. And it says to use those circles below to show how they can share those muffins fairly. Describe in words how much is in each child's share. That just means how much would each kid have if they're sharing 3 muffins. Okay, so let's think. Who is going to be sharing these muffins? Anna and Sammy. So how many kids is that? Just 2 kids. Okay, so 2 kids have to share 3 muffins. So think about how you can divide those muffins so that Anna and Sammy would get the same amount. All right, so you can draw that on those 3 circles, and then right below it, how much each kid is going to get. It might help too when you divide up your 3 muffins to draw labels for the parts that Anna might have or that Sammy would have so that you can keep track of if they have the same amount or not. All right, so go ahead and pause the video. Take as much time as you need to do this part of your paper. And then when you're finished, click play and I'll continue to explain the rest of this to you. All right, so you just finished the front side of your paper. Now on the back, you are going to do a similar problem, but they did not draw the muffins for you. So it says for number 2, 4 children want to share 5 muffins. So you need to show how many they can share them, or show how they can share those muffins fairly. Also, you can describe in words how much is in each child's share, so each child's part that they would get. Okay, so let's think this through again. How many kids are there? There's going to be 4 kids. How many muffins do they share? The problem says 5 muffins. So think about drawing 5 muffins, and then how can you show 4 kids sharing these muffins? All right, again, you can pause your video, take some time to draw out those 5 muffins and how the 4 kids are going to share that. And then when you're done, you can again hit play to keep going through this video. All right, so you have just finished working on your paper. I have some questions to help guide you to look over your work to see if you think that you truly are done. So for number 2 on the back side of your paper, I want you to think about how you showed your work. Okay, so my first question is, did you draw 5 muffins? So look at your paper and see if you had 5 muffins. My next question is, did you partition those muffins? That means, did you cut up those muffins or divide them up to share with these 4 children? The next question is, did you label who gets which parts? And then last, did you tell how much each person gets in total? All right, so what you need to do if you did not do any of those steps is to make those corrections before you go on to the next slide. So again, if you need to hit pause real quickly, you can. If you have done all 4 of these things, then you may go on to the next slide. All right, this just says that you need to turn in your paper to the substitute. So please make sure that your name is on your paper. It doesn't matter if it's on the front or back or both sides, but please give it to your substitute. All right, and then you can go on to your next activity in Canvas.